Welcome mates to another Minecraft video. This is gonna be the first video of a Let's Play series or Let's Build series I'm going to make. Basically it's because of that. Most people or many people said that they want to have a kind of video where I explain why I'm placing blocks, where I place them, and not simply to make a tutorial so that you can build that step by step, but to explain why which block where looks cool. So this is gonna be what I'm going to try in this video. It's gonna be in several different steps. The first step, as you may know, is always to build the frames for me, then the roof, then the walls, and then the decoration. So I'm probably gonna make 4 videos for this one. And yeah, this is the first one. Please give me lots of feedback in the comment section below. Either if you want to change anything, so if you come across a point at the building where you don't like what I'm doing, then post a comment and maybe in the next video I'm going to change that. So I need your constructive criticism on the build, as well as please let me know what you think of this series, because it's very important for me to know if what I do has purpose and meaning. So yeah, let's just start right off. So here we are. In this spot I want to build a kind of house. I want to construct it step after step so that you can see how I kind of develop my builds. I want to mention that this is improvised, so I did not plan anything before it. And in the first step, as I said, this is going to be the framework only, which is how I always do my builds. And that's why the list of materials is quite short, and you won't be able to forget the materials you need for this episode here of this Let's Build, because I'm just going to use logs. Simple, plain logs. So let's start with one corner, and I can't really tell you where I'm always starting, because it totally depends on what I want to build where. So this is going to be a simple house, so I kind of take a corner back here, so that it's not totally pressed against the hill here on this side. And then the typical double pillars, which I'm always doing. And I like to use uneven numbers for the walls, so mostly I use 3 or 5, but sometimes even a spot of 1. So I'm just going to make a shape which is absolutely not cubic to avoid the building from looking too plain. So there's a gap of 5 here, and then I'm going to take, once again, let's take 3 here, simply place it there. On this side it's going to be a little bit longer, but 3, 4, 5, yeah, let's make 5 here as well, but then I kind of want the entrance to be here, so what I'm going to do is to make this part a little bit awkward from the inside, but it's going to look quite nice from the outside, I suppose. So you have a small passage down here where you can go through the other room here. And this is going to be like a court. So this is going to be, yeah, where the door is going to be. And on this side, I kind of want it to be a little different than there. So I'm just gonna leave 3 blocks here so that this is once again a little bit different. As you may know, I'm a huge fan of building things asymmetrical. But then let's just make a gap of 1 here and leave those 3. And originally I wanted to kind of get over this ledge to make this kind of reinforcing foundation I like to do. But yeah, in this case then I won't do it, because this is going to be pretty neat without it. So back here once again a gap of 5, then let's go up. I kind of want this to be one straight side here, so let's just make a step forward like that, and another one here. Okay, so this is the shape I'm going to use. I know it's quite weird, but in the end you will see it will hopefully look good. As I said, I have no idea what it's going to look like, but I just suppose I don't really need many tries to come up with a building. Mostly I keep it the way I originally built it. But yeah, I might suck at this at the end. So this is gonna be the basic shape. Now for some more interesting elements, I want to add one layer to this side. So what I'm gonna do is to make an overhang of one block to this side and reinforce the frame down here. We can get rid of these blocks, we're not going to need them later on. And on these positions it's always logs facing towards me, which I'm always doing if there are beams or pillars crossing beams over here. So this is going to be the front from this side, and over here I don't really know what could be nice to make one part of the building higher than the other. So once I have the first layer of the building, which is going to be a little bit altered here as well, I kind of want to add the same thing we did over on this side as well. So once we have defined the basic shape of the building, I'm just gonna think of some kind of way to make the second floor. And as I said, probably it's nice to have one side higher than the other. And I suppose since this is the broader part, we should make this higher. So I'm just gonna start over here to make the frames for the second floor. No, you know what? We're just gonna do it differently. Because one thing I like to do with my buildings is to go up in the middle here, make a kind of cross shape like this. And then there's gonna be one block like that, and then the actual main part of the building is going to continue here. So what we're going to have is just this kind of frame going up here, pretty much across here, but we don't need those blocks. And it's gonna end here. So if you know what I mean, but I guess you see it now. So this is basically the correct frame for the rest of the building, and this is just an extension to the side. So one of the problems when you are advancing them and making a kind of overhang to this side is that you end up with an uneven number over here. As you can see, those are 6 blocks in this row, and you might want to do something about it. You might want to add something here, so another extension on this side, another overhang. Or you could do another possibility of just having an interesting shape of symmetrical lines, but I prefer to have, as I said, an uneven number up here. So this looks kind of alright. Since I have a little bit of space here, I want to make a kind of roof, which is gonna, no, that's too close to the building. Just figuring out where to place the pillars. Probably one here and one over here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's just go up, and I'm gonna make 3 high, and then I'm gonna make a roof up here to make it look a little bit more interesting. So what are we going to do in the middle? I have no real cool idea. What we could do is also to make a roof on this side also. I'm not too sure. No, you know what? We're gonna make a kind of archway here with another kind of roof contraption on top. So these are going to be the pillars for this contraption, and down here there's going to be the archway. but that's gonna be in the next part of the video when I'm making the walls and decorations and stuff. So this is pretty much gonna be it. But on this side, however, we need to make a kind of the rest of the frames for this floor. So it's gonna be one block set to the inside, as you can see. I don't really know how to describe it. What's the opposite of an overhang? An in-hang? I don't really know. Post in the comments, then I know for future episodes how to correctly say it. So on this side, since we made the extension to the side, we are going to need to make it like this. And or do we need to? No, we don't. Because I'm thinking of making the frames on this side regularly. Then I'm gonna end it here. This time I'm not gonna do a double pillar on this spot, simply to save us some space over here, because I want to add a small tower extension over here. As you might have noticed from my last video, I adore towers. I love them. They make everything look 15 times cooler than it would look without it. So the same thing is gonna happen to this building, probably, hopefully, because towers are fun to build. Okay, so as you can see, I'm leaving these 2 blocks here free, simply to make a roof shape over here, to make pretty much, I like to put something at every place of the building, and I hate when the frames continue just this way without anything to cover that up, because these are 8 blocks straight up without anything to decorate it, which is pretty much why I'm using all these complex shapes and stuff. So on this side, no, it's not going to be a single pillar, it's going to be a double pillar once again. And here I kind of feel like adding, what am I going to add? I'm going to add another overhang, but a little different and asymmetrical once again. So there's going to be one supporting structure here and none on this side. So this is going to be a little bit different than the other sides, but more interesting. Trust me, I don't know what it's gonna look in the end, so trust me, or don't. I don't care. No, I don't care, but you get what I mean, hopefully. So this is gonna be the shape for this side, and now we're gonna make the same thing over here. And what are we going to do over here? So the frames over here are going to continue the same way like they did down here. Like this. And there's going to be our roof up here. And I kind of feel like doing something over here, but I'm afraid I might overdo it with that. So I'm just going to make... Yeah, I'm just gonna finish this layer off by placing the frames just like this. Okay, so this is the shape of the second floor. As you can see, oh no, I forgot one thing, but as you can see, it's looking anything but rectangular or cubic, which is very important for me on my buildings. And as I said, on this side I want to have a kind of tower extension, and for that this space over here is too small basically to make it with one of the regular things I'm always doing on my builds. So we have to come up with something new maybe. And that might be, I don't know, kind of overhang thingy without actually being that much of an overhang. Or no, let's make it an overhang. So let's make it like this. That way it looks like there is a double pillar on this side, but on this side there isn't. So that's another thing you could do. yeah, and when we make the roof up here and we support this down here and put a tower on top, that maybe it will look nice. So this is the frames of the second layer, and now we are going to finish this build off by making the roofs. And I'm saying roofs on purpose because it's not going to be one roof, it's going to be many roofs. On most of my tutorial buildings, I'm always making buildings with one roof or at maximum 2 roofs. But on my server buildings, which differ a lot from the tutorial buildings, I kind of make like 1,000 roofs for every building. So this is going to be one part of the roof. I have to think of a way to make this back here. And the way I'm doing this is pretty much always the same. I begin at one end of the building and kind of just... When I don't know exactly what to do and at one spot, then I simply begin building from another spot. So in this case from here. I kind of want to... Yeah, I want to have the roof like this, going up in a raise of 1 block to the side and 1 block up. And I want to continue this up until here. Yep. And so I kind of start building from another side, and once I connect all the roofs to one another, in the end mostly it looks nice. So over here, to make this tower appear, I will have to make the... Yeah, the tower has to be noticeable, so if I place the roof like this, or pretty much I would start here, then I'm afraid that most parts of the tower wouldn't be seen so well. So I'm gonna make the build like this. Nope, not. I'm gonna start here with this double pillar and go up here like this. And the same thing on this side, only since it's a single pillar, I'm just gonna go up from here. And since, yeah, this is what I was talking about. So this side is now 6 blocks broad, and that way we either have to make a roof which is on the top 2 blocks broad, or we have to use tricks and make the roof on one side of the house steeper than on the other side. So what I'm going to do is to make it like this, 1 block down, and then the roof is going to be 2 blocks down on this side. And the same thing is going to happen here. Oops. Like this. So now, since there's going to be a roof going up over here, I need to do something on this side, and I kind of want to add another part of the roof over here, starting here and going up. But do I want it to look like that? I'm kind of worrying about all the roofs being of the same height, so I'm just gonna put this down 1 block, simply to make the build look a little bit more varied, and that way it looks more interesting. And over here, although this build is broader and this part of the building is more delicate, I would describe it, I want this roof on this side to be the biggest. So I kind of want to have it starting from here, but then going up 2 blocks and another 2 blocks. So what most people associate with the basic Nordic roof design, so with a rise of 2 blocks, or rise of 2 blocks and 1 block to the side. And I'm gonna do it, so this is the middle, and then I'm gonna go down like this. Same thing over here, and then I'm gonna finish it off by doing it like that. So this way, this kind of roof is gonna be connected, yep, to this roof. And yeah, I don't really know exactly what else to add. The rest is gonna be in the next video. Only this kind of tower. I wanted to build the tower, but no, I'm not gonna build a tower here. This is gonna be where the kitchen will be, and so this is gonna be a place for the chimney, and for that matter I can get rid of this stuff, and I will simply make a broad chimney over here. So I think that's about it for this part of the Let's Build. As I said, these were only the frames. In the next step I'm gonna build the roofs, which is always the second step I'm doing, to figure out if the frames are placed correctly, because the roof is the most important part of the build in my opinion, and defines the building the most. So that way we will find out if I totally screwed up on this part, or if it was maybe nice. Hopefully, probably, whatsoever. Yeah, so I guess I will be seeing you in the next part of this video. I hope you liked this Let's Play, because many people asked me to make a kind of Let's Play where you explain more and just not build straight after my tutorials, which is done step by step. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And with that, there's nothing left to say for me, but I've been Madden64, and as always, please rate, comment, subscribe, join the crew, become a mate today. Do as you will, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye bye. Man, this outro sucked.